Oh man, let's see if we get something going here. Oh, man, you guys have no idea how sick I feel right now. All right, let's get this Friday started. Get this mic out the way. Don't need it right now. You see, my faithful subscribers probably got tired of waiting for me. Edward, good evening, my friend. How are you? I missed you yesterday, I believe. Man, I am sick as a dog. I'm sick as a dog today. It's a tough one. My nose is so itchy. I was like, man, I said, let me take a nap and see if I can do this today. So we're gonna try to do it. We'll see how it comes out. I got off work so tired. Oh yeah? Yeah, I got off work so tired and took some medicine, and thank you, Pamela. God bless you, sis. Appreciate the love. You guys are lovely. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. You know, I'm a little disappointed. It's sad that, you know, we have a lot of people just kind of saying a lot of bad stuff about, you know, about the incident that happened in Minneapolis, right? And it's sad to see or to hear that people actually hate, or, I mean, I understand people don't believe in God sometimes, you know, but you know, when you have people like saying, you know, thanks to people like, you know, your prayers are nothing, and you know, Ali, how you doing? Ali boy. Hot lemonade, if you have a sore, you know what? I don't have a sore throat. It's all right here. So it's on my sinus. And it's just that the really watery one, like if you have some allergy or something, but it's not allergies. Yeah, like Ryan Bean says, prayers are nothing. Well, you know, it's okay. I think everybody is entitled to their opinion. I understand that, you know. You can tell when people don't believe in God, right? Or for X reason, you know, they just, I don't know, maybe they just don't have any faith or hope that something is better than what we have on this earth. And I believe we do have something that is better after this life. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with that. I think it's important. Let me take a look here, read a couple of welcome messages. Richard says the fighting age male needs to self-deport. Oh, man. Speaking of self-deport, I was listening to a story about this guy. His father, what was his name? Nagata or something like that. His father was Nicaraguan, and he was born here in the 50s. And he was born here. Renee, how are you, my friend? God bless you, brother. Yeah, Pam, there's a lot of anger and hate out there, but you know what? I'm glad that you guys are here with me today. I appreciate it. But there was a guy he was born in the 50s, is from what I heard, okay? Miguel, ¿qué ondas? Dios te bendiga. Welcome, welcome. And he was born here in the States, so he was recognized as an American citizen, right? But his father was from Nicaragua. You guys may have heard about this story. I just can't remember the name. I mean, to be honest, I didn't think I was going to get on because I am feeling really under the weather. But, you know, I miss talking with you guys. You know, it's a pretty cool feeling to feel that I can come in here and chat with you guys. Tom would love to debate me. Well, I mean, you can always do that with me right here on these chats. And I notice that people that want to debate me, they just talk a lot of nonsense. No offense, no offense. What I mean by nonsense is like if I go on somebody's channel, oh my gosh, please don't. If I go in somebody's channel and I say, I want to debate you. Well, first of all, Tony, how are you, my friend? Thank you for saying hi. Philip, God bless you. Hello to everybody coming in. Welcome to the chat. So if I would go into somebody's chat and say, I want to debate you, the first thing I want to know is, okay, is this guy able to, you know, are you going to respond to my comments if possible? Am I going to be supportive of the person that I'm challenging? And supportive meaning, you know, there are some people that have asked me some questions and, you know, they do super chats, things that I can see very easily. Nikki, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate prayers. Prayers mean a lot to me. So I thank you for those words and for your thoughts, and specifically for those prayers. And remember, when you do prayers for me, always do them in the name of Jesus Christ. And amen. Amen means let it be done, or it will be done like this, or will be done. Okay, that's what amen means. It is also you can use it as a sign of approval. Right, Tony? There you go. That's how you do it. So, in the name of Jesus Christ, okay? I'll appreciate that. Okay, that's fine. What is it? Your finger's on it. That's it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, but okay. Randall, hello from Arkansas. Tex-Mayor of Aragosa wants to come back. No bueno, Governor of California. I don't know what MB is, Rene. Thank you, 777. God bless you. Babe, you don't have your card? Okay, but don't go over that, please. All right. Sorry, guys. The wife, you know, the one that make daddy a sandwich. She's taking daddy money. Okay, man. That's okay. Love you. Man. Okay, so anyways, where was I? Debating. If I was to debate, I would try to find out if I can actually debate somebody, okay? So Tom says you picked the topic. I was listening to this guy, like I was saying, okay? He was born here, and check this out, Tom. See what you think. Buenas noches, Malinche. Seeker. PHX wants the Epstein list. I'll make you an Epstein list and see if you like it. So this guy is born, okay, in the 1950s. He is recognized as an American citizen by birthright. And then after 70 years, they came to find that he was not eligible to be an American citizen, if you can believe that. And I guess the reason was the father was from Nicaragua. I don't know if you guys have heard his story yet. Antonio, God bless you, brother. I appreciate those words of encouragement. Man, I am sick as a dog, but I had to come and say hi to y'all. So after 70 years, he has lost his citizenship by birthright. And apparently the reason for that, and I agree, and even though it's been 70 years, guys, the law will catch up eventually. There was a lot of judges, the courts were wrong. A lot of judges went through this. They took his passport away. They gave it back to him. This is 70 years of being an American citizen. Just came to find out he doesn't qualify to be an American citizen. So guess what? He's not an American citizen. I don't know what happened to him, if he was able to stay here or if he got deported to Nicaragua, to where his father's from. But it was a thing of diplomacy. Okay, that's what I think was. All freeloaders must go home, says Steve. Yeah, I agree. Rose, thank you. Jesus loves you too. Mateo Zero, American flag has lost any well meaning. Speaking of the flag, Big Cat says, get off the internet, man. You are wasting your life with this bulls. No, you know what? You know what's wasting my life? Sleeping all day, not working, not paying my taxes, not doing my due diligence, not doing my patriotic duty of speaking the truth. Can't join the military or anything like that, but I will do what I can to speak out the truth as much as I know it. I know there's a lot of good patriots out there that are sharing the love, they're sharing the truth, and I want to be one of those guys, okay? So I take all the good stuff that you guys say, and, let's talk about some of the bad stuff as well. Kevin says, Dennis, is the prices of groceries rising or are they lying? I think prices are always going to be going up, either way you look at it. But the blaming of why the prices are rising, I think that's what the problem is. It's not tariffs, as many people keep saying it's tariffs. It's not tariffs. It's your local tax, okay? That's what's hurting you. That's what's hurting us, okay? Local taxes. You know what I find crazy is that, and it seems to happen more on blue states. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not trying to pick a side, okay? I don't have a side. I don't have a party loyalty. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. Right now, we support Donald Trump because he's the one fighting for this country, okay? So I don't want you to think that my opinion is a loyalist opinion. My opinion is just, an Honduran guy that got the chance to become an American citizen, and that's where I am at with that. So I don't want you to think that I'm doing a partisan thing. I think being an American is not a partisan thing, okay? So, it's not, it's also not that I'm playing both sides. There is not both sides. There's only one side in this country, and that's the American side. And I hope you guys understand that, okay? Oh, man, give me a second. I can't breathe, guys. All right, let's get it going. Sorry, I had to pull up the live on my computer so I can read the messages a little bit bigger. Let's see, Rasta 03, right? Edward, lower eggs, gas, taxes. I mean, the prices are a lot lower than what it was. This is so crazy. How can you lower prices so fast within 6 months? I know many of you, maybe even myself, are a little bit disappointed because Donald Trump said that he was going to stop this Russia-Ukraine war. Now, every time I heard him say that when he was running in the campaign, I was like, there's no way that you can stop it within 24 hours. Now, what I will give President Trump credit for is that he tried to stop it as soon as he got into office, okay? He sent messages to both of them. He tried to set up meetings, blah, blah, blah. You guys saw the result when Zelensky came to the United States, the disrespect that he showed in the Oval Office. Now, to many of you, maybe not here in this chat, but to many people, we probably look like the jerks trying to bully Zelensky. But what people didn't understand is that the first few times when Zelensky came in and tried to get some money from the United States of America, the president was so out of it, he said, hey, listen, we love you guys. We want to give you some money. Here you go. We're going to give you $200 billion. Of course, I'm rounding up to the hundreds, but I think it was about 196 billion. And this is how they got this started. Omar Slayman, how are you, brother? God bless you. Thank you for joining. Shady, he lied. I can see that. I'm with you on that. I don't think he lied. I think he believed that he could do it, but he couldn't. Let's see. I live in Florida. I've been to Texas, Alabama, Ohio, Kentucky. Nowhere have I seen lower prices. I will say Florida does have lower prices. So I am with you. I'm telling you, I am so tempted to go down to Florida If I had a job lined up, I would be in Florida right now, my friends. Not that I'm betraying my Washingtonians here in Washington State. I love you, and I don't want to leave you. I want to keep fighting over here with you. So, whatever God allows. If God wants me to be here, He will keep the doors open over here. If He wants me to go somewhere else, He will open another door somewhere else, okay? Oh, my God. So, what I will say is this. Okay, so anything that Trump promised, I will say 90% of the things that he promised, he has kept. Why do I say 90% of it? Because there are some things that he has no control over. If you guys remember, the world was laughing at our president because he was sleepy Joe Biden. They don't laugh at our president anymore. Now they're a little bit fearful, as they should. This is why they listen to him. This is why a lot of countries have been coming down. Now, they're not bending the knee, but they recognize that this president that we have on office right now, he's not playing. He will drop a bomb on you if you screw in the United States of America. And that's just what I believe, okay? That's the American thing to do. Let's see. All right, I'm not going to be able to read a few comments, okay? I want to stay on point. So, I already forgot what the hell I was saying. Hey, good job, trolls. Way to get me off my line. All right, 90% of the things I think is what I was talking about, okay? So here's one thing that I'm going to give an example of. Obama tried this. I believe maybe Bill Clinton tried this. But this is what Obama ran on his campaign, if you guys remember. Hold on, Omar. All right, I'll try to get to it. Let me see. Omar. See, Omar has been a true supporter for me, so. All right, I see your hello. I don't see another one, Omar. There's like, it's already hundreds of comments, Omar. If you ask me a question, ask me again, okay? I'll keep an eye out for it. But, okay, so even Obama also tried something, and it's not like Obama lied. I'm going to give him some credit, okay? Now, mind you, Obama is not a Republican. He was a Democrat, right? So I supported Obama. I know a lot of stuff that he did wrong, but I supported Obama. But he ran a campaign promising us Latinos, okay? He promised us that he was going to have immigration reform, okay? And he tried. He did. He actually went to Congress and be like, hey, I want to get these illegal immigrants that have DACA documents, and let's get them some papers. Let's get them some green cards, and let's get this going. But Congress said no. You see, only Congress makes laws. So when President Obama came to try to make a deal for us, Americans, and then Latinos, not Americans, I'm sorry, for Latinos and people like DACA holder documents and stuff, all that stuff, Barack Obama tried, but Congress said no. So the president can make promises, and you know what? They're going to try to go do it. But there's only so much they can do, right? Hondurans are like 5 feet tall at max. Yeah, maybe I beat that because I'm 6'1". 6'1", 275 pounds, my friend. But anyway, who's counting the pounds or measuring the height, right? Mexican too. Well, there's some Oaxaca Mexicans. They're like 3 feet tall. There's a bunch of little minions down there. A lot of enanitos, little dwarves down there in Mexico. But there's a lot of tall Mexicans as well. We have a lot of tall Indians, strong Indians. So we'll give thanks to the Spaniards and the Europeans for mixing with our native people. So the same thing that Obama tried to do. Well, President Donald Trump promised that he was going to deport illegal immigrants, and of course he's not able to do everything that he can because he can't just do it by himself. There's governors, right? They're part of the Congress. There's the Senate. They're also part of a government. And when you have sanctuary cities, it doesn't matter how much he promised. If they block him from getting rid of some people, there's only so much he can do, but it doesn't mean he's lying. I will say this. There is a lot of Latino people that I wish had papers and that were able to stay here. And I told you guys, and this is just talk, right? But if I was governor here in Washington State, I will tell you, everybody will get a background check. Every Latino that wants to get papers on here will get on this list. And on this list, we're going to go ahead and do a thorough investigation all the way to their country of origin. We will literally spend money on this. And then we will go to Congress and we will raise the topic and be like, listen, we got this many illegals in our state. We have done a background check on these people. Oh my God, I'm sorry. These people deserve to stay. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. These people deserve to stay in our country, and they're going to pay taxes, and they're going to do such a great thing for our country, especially with manufacturers coming back. We're going to need these workers. A lot of Latino immigrants, even though they're here illegally, it's sad because there's hundreds of thousands of kids that are going to school that are illegal. And these are the ones that break my heart, guys. Now, I'm not crying. Today, I'm not crying. I'm just sick. But I'll tell you, there's hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants because of their parents. They brought them here little. So they're all going to school. And you know they're illegal because they're in here. They don't speak English yet. Hundreds of thousands of them. But they will pick up the language eventually, okay? And I think that these kids can be raised to be American patriots. And if the immigrants, right, whether they're legal or illegal, if they are willing to accept the United States of America as their country, and they promise to respect it and obey the laws and honor it, you know, then I think those people should stay in this country. But what happens? We have a problem. We have the problem that we have so many illegal immigrants. And I want you to remember that it's not just Hispanics. Illegal immigrants come from all over the world. Now, I'm talking about my Latino people, okay? That there is a lot of sanctuary cities, okay, that protect criminality. They say they don't, but they do. If you're an illegal immigrant because you're in a sanctuary city, these guys get to go out of jail and commit crimes over and over, and that's a problem. The biggest risk, okay, and this is just me, the biggest risks that I think that we have with sanctuary cities is that you're protecting all these illegal immigrants, and for the most part, and let's take a little quick question right here on the chat, okay? I know nobody wants to say, oh man, nobody. Native American. I don't know what that means. Native American tribes are the foundation of not Hispanics with a European heritage. Dystopian Native Americans, unfortunately, would have been extinct if it wasn't for the white people. I will talk more about that if you want to get into the topic. But we were killing each other before the white men came across the ocean to make an actual country. The settlers are the real true Americans. They're the ones that came and build cities. We didn't build that. And when we did, like in Mexico, down to Central America, South America, we had made temples. And what did we do with those temples? We made some cities and we thought we were doing great. And then we started killing our own people. We started sacrificing our own people to some fake gods. There goes that. That's the wisdom that our natives had. Our natives have so much wisdom, all they can do is destroy each other, okay? Let's be honest. Here we go, okay? Now, I speak broken English, but at least you can understand. I speak Spanish, we can understand. It used to be, you would go to this one little special area, let's call it a city, and then the next city didn't speak the same language, and so they were always fighting. And guess what? Natives only conquered land if they were stronger than the other natives that was in those lands. And so everything in life in this world has always been, as what they say, survival of the fittest. If you are strong, you will dominate over the other villagers, over the other tribes, all the other native tribes. And what destroyed most of our natives here in North America, it wasn't the white men fighting. 90% of the population of Native Americans died because their immune system was weak. It wasn't the white man. Eventually, that disease would have made it over. Maybe some bird, some animal would have, carried it over. There's many ways for diseases to be transmitted across the world. So it wasn't the white man that killed 90% of our Native Americans, okay? It was a disease. I mean, come on, guys. We can't blame that on the white man, because eventually we would have decided to go to Europe, and we would have been like, oh, we discovered Europe. And then we would have got sick, and then come back over here. Oh my gosh, annoying. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't want to leave you without a live today, so I am doing my best, okay? Hang in there. So there's a lot of things to be said about natives, and that's just what I think, okay? So much love to my natives, of course, but I think that we're taking care of them as we speak. I wouldn't be too upset about it. I watched some young adults talking about how, talking about how natives they were settlers. Natives were not settlers. Natives kept migrating according to the season, okay? They never settled. They never decided to make a city. They never said, oh, you know what? Let's build a city right here. The difference, I know you don't want to hear the white man, but the difference between settlers and just migrants keep going back and forth until they find something that they can exploit, okay? That's a migrant. A settler goes and finds, and they look at that. There's a river that goes right there. If I put this building right here so that we can use the wind, and then I can probably do this here, and they start making towns. The Native Indians didn't do that. They're just like, okay, now it's getting too cold. Let's go more south. Okay, now let's go east. And guess what? There's all the tribes over there. Now we're fighting. Fight, right? Settlers, they got killed as well by the natives. I get it. You know what? Everybody's fighting for the land, right? They didn't just say, hey, welcome, my white people. Welcome to well, it's not the United States of America. Welcome to the Americas. They never said that. As soon as they saw the settlers, as soon as they saw the white people, they went after them and they tried to kill them. And of course, the settlers, the white people, defended themselves, and there you go, they're killing each other. Now, there is no peace treaty. Now we're just gonna fight and see who can dominate this land, who can work this land better than the other next to, okay? Story short, we won. We got native reservations. You know what? Their culture is being kept. If they make their food, I hope they are, because food is a big part of culture, sure. And let me tell you something else. Reservation is sovereign land. Did you know that? That means that the American sheriff cannot go into the reservation and cannot go into a reservation and tell the natives what to do. The reservations, what's they call it, the res, it is sovereign land. That means that they govern themselves. Look at this. I'm serious. This is how great it was for them. Now, you may say, oh, that's not great. They just got some land. Well, they did. And let me tell you what they do with the land. If you ever go to, I don't know, go to any rest, okay? I'm going to talk about one. We'll talk about a couple of them. We have a reservation in Marysville, right? We have a few reservations in the Northwest. But there's one in specific, and this is the one in Toppenish, up of Eastern Washington. When you go to the reservation there, it looks like New Mexico's desert. Like, there's no big buildings. There is no technology advancement. You know what I mean? It's like they verily have better buildings than huts. And that's not going to protect you from somebody coming in and making war against you. So they don't have any infrastructure. They've been given all this land. And don't give me the excuse of, oh, the white man's oppression don't allow us to build big cities in the rest. No, you don't know how. All they know how to do is build casinos. Why? because casino is the easiest way. I'm not sure about that. The easiest way to make millions of dollars, and they can give payments to the natives on the rest, okay? And that's about the only thing that I have seen natives build around. Anywhere you go on any rest, there might be a casino next door, okay? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. This is torture. But I love you. I wanted to say hello to you guys. Casinos, there you go. Chito's already excited about the casino. Ah, man. I'll tell you what, I love you guys, okay? Lord Fue says there's tobacco tax free. So I have bought smokes. Now I don't smoke anymore, but my wife still does. When I go to the res, the mother-in-law, just between us, she likes to go play bingo. So anyways, so when I take them there, I stop by, and in the rest, you buy the carton of smokes, okay? You still got to pay taxes. I believe they don't. I believe if you're a native, they don't pay the taxes, okay? Only us white people. I'm not white, but, you know, if you think insulting me by saying I'm a white guy, that's not an insult. That's a compliment. If you think you insult me by saying I'm an Indio or Indian, that's not an insult. That's a compliment. It doesn't matter what your intention behind the word is. It is always a compliment for me because I feel we're all the same. Zorro, my wife is fake. I just talk to myself from time to time. And once in a while, I yell at her, baby, daddy's hungry. Go make daddy a sandwich. Oh, man. Liver action, I call you brother. Man, God bless you, man. Anybody that calls me a brother, really, it means a lot to me. I know we always say, hey, brah, right? We say that. That's just like saying dude, whatever. But if somebody calls me a brother, I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. There is a Native American that I meet in the sauna when I go and, take my daughter over there for swimming. And he calls me brother, Of course, his hair is longer than mine. Mine is not that long. Looks like a rat tail to me. But he calls me brother, and that means a lot to me. One of the things that you guys don't realize is that when I first came to this country, my first year here, I was sponsored by the Navajo tribe. And I was with them. And what's crazy is that a lot of the Navajo people look like my mom's side of the family. And so I felt right at home with them. I thought that was pretty nice. And, I love them. I love them very much. I love them so much. I went to do my taxes one time when I used to pay to get my taxes done. And the lady that was helping me that day, she was Navajo. And I was like, oh my God, I love the Navajo tribe. The people are just beautiful. And, she's like, they're a bunch of alcoholics. I said, come on, not everybody. I said, that's my family's, I guess there is a lot of alcoholics, but I mean, that's just how it is in the Latin community as well. A lot of tequila everywhere, right? So guys, if you see something coming down my nose, let me know, all right? It'd be embarrassing to be talking over here and something's hanging down. All right, so I gave you a little bit of a native history here, a little bit of a little something, a little something about me and my native family here. A real blood brother, God be with you. God bless you, Donald. Thank you so much. Luis Cartagena, he knows I'm Catracho. And if you're Catracho, Luis, Dios te bendiga, papi. Aaron says Trump has similarities with Native Americans too. Both have had casinos. America, Jesus. Oh my God, sorry guys. Oh my God. Okay, God bless you, Sir Albrecht. I appreciate it. God bless you. Right back, my friend. God bless you and your family. Randall says, Mr. Jones, how can you say it isn't an issue when American government sees it, tries to fix it, and it isn't enough? Wait, Mr. Jones is here? Oh, man, I didn't see you. Mr. Jones, how are you, brother? Welcome back to the chat. This Friday night, baby. Oh. Let's see. Archangel says COVID. I don't think it's COVID. I don't know, maybe. it feels like a really like a bad itch, like maybe like an allergy on the eyes. But I had COVID 4 times. Remember when they said if you take the vaccine, you won't get COVID? Well, I didn't get COVID until I got the vaccine, and it was 4 times. They lied to me. I don't appreciate it. Ryan says native fatigue. Well, I want to say this, guys. I feel that our native people here in America, they do have a point, but the point is misplaced. I see for some reason, every ethnicity, every background, they keep making the white man the bad person, the devil, per se. But they never look at themselves. Every ethnicity group always blames the white people, right? And I think that's wrong. I think that we should be resilient and we should be accountable for our actions. For example, the natives, they wanted a reservation, they got a reservation, okay? A lot of wrong things have been done to them, so I respect them and I understand if they have some sort of resentment. But when the white man comes across, and it is the white man, I don't say this, man, without saying the white man. How can I say this? Because we're all together now, our natives are protected. The blacks in America are protected. The Asians in America are protected. I mean, we are such a good, blessed country that even Canada and Mexico get some sort of protection from European invasions. Now, I know Cinco de Mayo, I know we didn't physically go fight with Mexico to kick the French butts out of Mexico, okay? Mexico would have been governed by the French by now if it wasn't for us. But it was because we were looked at as a strong country enough to protect Mexico that the French left, okay? Now, what I will tell you about Mexico, and the reason why I would love to have more Mexican Americans in this country, is for the same reason that Americans get drunk on Cinco de Mayo, even though they don't know what the hell that is. They just know Mexicans love that holiday, and it's another excuse to drink some tequila. So even though it's to kill you. Dennis, you think you're white? No, but I hope that my soul is. Some people have called me coconut for some reason. I don't know what that means. I know what it means. Patricia Parada says, who is us? Us, meaning it's not just Hispanics, meaning it's not just British descent, it's not just Scottish descent, it's not just native descent. It means everybody that has become an American citizen of this country, including residents, right? But the American citizens are the people that can vote. I'm going to say this. Somebody said this in the show, and it was something about these kids were talking about Native Americans being here first. This is their land. Well, we already covered that. They lost it. They got their butts kicked. But at the same time, they were allowed to keep reservations, and they were given their own sovereignty. Which country, which people does that? If the Germans would have won World War II, they wouldn't have left any of them alive. They would have killed every single Jew that they could have, right? And we don't want that. Natives would be extinct right about now if it wasn't because of what happened on our horrible history. But thanks to the changes, we still have natives with different tribes and descendants. They're mutts. There's really not much 100% purity no more of the tribes. Everybody's mixed now. But nonetheless, they can still claim whatever tribe they want to claim. And I think it's awesome. I love their outfits, their cultural outfits, their what do they call those? The pow-pows, right? Those are beautiful, exhibitions. But now it's just more a touristic thing that they do. It's not longer like a deep cultural belief, because they live the way the white man lives. So when I say us, I mean everybody that has become an American citizen in this country. The territories that used to be Mexico, right? I believe Texas was one of the few that complained about the Mexican government, reached out to the United States. We said, okay, we'll protect you, be part of the United States. And then New Mexico, Arizona, California, parts of Utah, etc., etc. Some people talk about the San Francisco incident where we deported a lot of Mexicans off the land. Well, those people were illegitimate here, for as far as I can tell. If you guys know about that type of history, let me know. But the rest of the Mexicans that were in this country that we paid the debt for, that we paid their debt, they stayed in this country and they became American citizens. They were no longer part of Mexico, but they didn't get expelled from the United States of America. This is why we have a lot of Spanish names and it hasn't been changed. This is why the Spanish names on the streets in California and all these other states have stayed in Spanish. It's for the same reason that when we got the border between Mexico and the United States, the new border, all the Mexicans that were on this side, they had a choice to stay with Mexico, which means they had to migrate down south, or they stay here becoming American. And those who follow the law, that follow the rules, in my understanding, became American citizens. And this is why you have a lot of Mexicans, right? Because they're not true Mexicans, but they're like fifth, 10th, sixth generation Mexicans Americans that were a Mexican before. And, they're proud people. Don't call them Mexican. They call themselves American. I say this just to illustrate, so that you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. I probably just confused everybody right there. But that's how I see it. And this is why I think, again, this is the greatest country in the world. Because we have so many mixes. We had so many bad wars, so many bad battles. We had so much bad history. And yet, we keep surviving. And yet, we keep evolving in our, with every age. We keep evolving with all these cultures. But at the same time, what people need to understand is boundaries were created for a reason. And we don't want people that are not going to love this nation, right? And this protects Native Americans. We don't want criminals over here doing drugs. Eventually, they're going to infiltrate our reservations, our native reservations, and they're going to bring all these drugs. I mean, these things are killing Native Americans. They're killing our Hispanic people. They're killing our Polynesian migrants. I mean, it's a serious thing, guys. And maybe you're in here, right, for two reasons. One of them, either you're like Huron, who probably collects money from the Democrats, or you can be the person that says, you know what, I had a need, I came to this country, I don't care how many terrorists came through the border, as long as I take care of myself. That could be something, all right? So something tells me that you don't like Mexicans. Oh my God. You got the wrong message. I knew somebody didn't understand my broken English. Apparently, my English is worse than I thought. That is not what I said at all. But somebody said, who's us? And I said, everybody. Now, just because I say that you got to be here legally, it doesn't mean that I hate those people. Don't get it twisted. I think that if you support illegal immigration, you hate our people. You don't like Mexicans because, every migrant that comes to this country, if they are really coming over here to live the American dream, you should be protecting these borders so that the country stays great, so that migrants can come and find a place of refuge. But how can a migrant come and find a place of refuge when you allow illegal immigration to happen, for sanctuary cities to happen? These people have no loyalty to the United States of America. You know how I know? I'll give you the biggest proof that I can ever give you. Look at California. Look at the desecration of the American flag. They burn the American flag and raise the Mexican flag. And they say, chinga tu madre, cabrón. Huh? They say, F the Americans, F the gringos, right? That's not what we want in this country. We want somebody that comes from another country and be like, Americans are lovely. We love Americans. God bless the gringo. That's what we want, right? Don't get it twisted. We ain't stupid. We love everybody. We do. We do. But if you are illegal, you gotta go. That's just the way it goes. And so that's my biggest fear with sanctuary cities is that all these people that come here illegally, they don't love the United States. And at any given moment, they can turn on us like they did in California. And we saw it here in Seattle, Washington. And we saw it in Oregon. And we saw it was mainly Mexicans. I'm sorry to tell you, but it was mainly Mexicans. They were out there burning the American flag and they were raising the Mexican flag. How about we go do that in Mexico? You know what happens in Mexico if we go burn the Mexican flag and raise the American flag? Most likely we'll get shot. But minimum, you get 4 years in jail for burning the American flag. And yet, you come in here to this country, not you guys, but you know what I mean. People come into this country, desecrate our flag, take that advantage and abuse our benefits that is meant for the American people. They destroy our cities. They make it look like Tijuana on a -5 level. They make California a beautiful state that is supposed to be so beautiful, and they fill it up with garbage everywhere. And I'm not just talking about Mexicans. This is a bunch of illegal immigrants that have come across. It's not just Mexicans. And, you know, that's what I look at. I wish that I can have better things to say about migrants, but it's like most of them are illegal. And we can't get that, guys. We cannot support that. I'm sorry. If you think that I'm a traitor to my Latinos, I think you're a traitor because you're destroying the sanctuary that they're looking for. You're destroying a country that has the opportunity to give them access to the American dream. Why don't you go search for the Mexican dream? Does Mexico have a Mexican dream? Does Honduras have a Honduras dream? Does Guatemala have a Guatemalan dream? Nobody has an American dream like the Americans do. And this is why you got to pay some respect to the American people. You guys won't believe me, but every time that I go to the gym, I find a lot of minorities all the time. Not one of them is a jerk to me. I wave at everybody. I hug most of them because we see each other quite a lot when we go to the gym. There is no hate. There is no prejudice. There is no racism. It's just, hey, brother, how are you? Hey, brother, God bless you. Hey, brother, hey, God bless you, God, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Malaikum salam. You know, I don't discriminate. I go over there and I try to learn because there's a lot of Indian people. There's a lot of Indonesians. There's a lot of different people that don't speak English that much. And I just try to learn to say hello, right? Try to make them feel welcome in here. I don't go over there and say, hey, are you guys illegal in here? Let me call migration. Let me call ICE. No, we don't do that. We don't call ICE on nobody. I can walk down the street and I can find like 10 illegal Mexicans that I know are illegal. I'm not out there calling ICE on them. You know why? Because they're working their butts off. Now, I don't know if they're doing any illegal activities as in selling drugs or crimes or whatever, but if ICE comes knocking on the door because they have a warrant, because they did something wrong, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to say, hey, by the way, the other three that are with them, they're also illegal. Maybe you can take them too. No, that's not what I do. Hey, listen, okay, well, no, I don't know what you're doing there, but if you got a warrant for them, it is what it is, right? And if I, as an American citizen, go over there and I try to stop ICE from doing their job, guess what? My ass should be in jail as well. It's the American way. It is the law. Believe me, if you were in Mexico, the jails over there are worse than ours, okay? I've seen how they treat the gringos over there in Mexico. I've seen the purse snatchers. I see the thieves on the street. The same thing we have in Chicago. You know, in D.C., what's really interesting to me is how criminal D.C. and Washington was. And you know what? Half, if not more than half, of the criminals that they arrested were illegal immigrants. What does that tell you? More than half of the people that they arrested were illegal immigrants. How does that work? And the reason why we don't catch more is because we don't do the same effort on every other state. So what I'm saying is, I've given this advice before. If you're in this country illegally, behave. Don't be committing crimes. Keep your mouth shut. And when you open it, say, God bless the USA. Learn that first. Instead of learning, how are you? Forget about that. Where is the bathroom? Forget about that. The first thing that you need to learn is, God bless the USA. And then then you can learn something else, okay? Oh, man, Jagger is butthurt. Oh, man, Jaeger, what's going on? Illegals are butthurt. Oh, man. John Davis says Pakistan rocks. Not all of it, but I know some Pakistanis. They're good people. Jen Gander says preach. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Com says he's selling out. Sorry about it. Jose Rosario says Constitution. Read it. You really want me to read it? The Constitution is pretty long, man. It's pretty long. I think I downloaded a copy of the Constitution on my computer. And as a matter of fact, I think I put it on one of my shorts. I put the First Amendment that everybody loves, the freedom of speech, where they say, people keep telling me, it is our right to burn the flag. And I said, where? People tell me, oh, it's my freedom of speech. Oh, you mean the First Amendment? Yeah, the First Amendment says that I have the right to burn the American flag. You know what? Nothing in the First Amendment says burn the American flag. The first time you have heard about something going on with the American flag was back in 1989. And I believe that the only reason, this is why I hate the freaking judicial system. The only reason why they have allowed it to be a symbolic expression, which is the stupidest freaking thing I've ever heard. It's 5 out of 9 judges said that it was okay to be interpreted symbolically freedom of speech. That means 4 out of 9 judges were actual patriots and believed that it was wrong to burn the American flag. And if you ask me, when it comes to something so patriotic as the symbol of the American flag, it should have been a unanimous decision. And it would have been, if there's no unanimous decision on that, then the burning of the flag should still be illegal and people should be going to jail. Now, I know President Trump signed an executive order, and I don't know if that can stick, to be honest. I'm sure that they can fight it. But that's how I feel about it. When you got 4 judges saying, one person, one vote decided that it was okay, okay? I believe that they shouldn't have counted, right? It's kind of like a jury, right? If one person does not agree, that sentence, that trial doesn't go anywhere. When it comes to something so disrespectful, not just to the American people, but to our fallen Americans, to our soldiers that have, sacrificed their life for us to have that freedom to talk shit to each other. That, to me, is way beyond, and I can't believe that 5 out of 9 judges said, yeah, go ahead and burn the flag. I don't know. I have a problem with that, and nothing on the First Amendment, it says to do that. You know why? Because if it was allowed, our founding fathers would have said it's okay. But guess what? Many died raising that flag. Why would our founding fathers say it's okay to burn the American flag? How unconstitutional would that be? And they have done that. The court has been getting things wrong for eons. The court gets it wrong a lot of the time. Innocent people, death row, the court gets it wrong. The guy that got the citizenship from a diplomat, they got it wrong. 70 years this man was a citizen, an American citizen, which never should have been. They got it wrong. The judicial system got it wrong. Look at this crazy liberal judges out there. A district judge thinks that they can tell the president what to do nationwide. It's a district judge. A district is a small little piece in the whole map of the United States of America. That's how crazy these people are. You remember when Kamala Harris was the prosecutor? Innocent men, innocent black men on top of that, were put in jail because of her ineptitude. This is why I never liked Kamala Harris. This is why Tulsi Gabbard ate her alive in a debate when they were running for president. You remember that? You remember when Tulsi Gabbard just destroyed her whole career and her whole debate on live stage? I remember. I was like, dang, that's got to be the next president of the United States of America. Cruz Valdez, how are you, friend? Chris says, yes, dude, 100% serious. It's just a talking point on the left. Mario says, naturalized American citizen with broken English. Hey, man, nobody's perfect. This country is beautiful because of all the broken English that we have everywhere. You know, we got white people with broken English down in the South and the North, on the East, on the West. Everybody got broken English. So I'm okay with that. Yes, I am in Honduras. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Blue retracted. Trinity, are you in here somewhere? Hey, Omar, you still in here? Let me see. I'm going to have to... Steve is here. This is a waste of time. Steve, you're always so full of cheerfulness. God bless you, man. Pat Yeager says you are an American. God bless you, man. Thank you for the compliment. Wannabe Gringo, says Kiaran. I don't know what these people with these fake names, fake profiles. I don't know, guys. All right, anyways, let's go back into topic, and I want to go ahead and readdress the issue. Couple of things. Did you know the Soros? I know why people come into the chats, and whenever somebody speaks anything positive about Donald Trump or this country or Americans, there is always trolls that come in and start spewing a bunch of nonsense like you've been seeing on the chat, right? Well, come to find that Soros has been paying, not all of them, because there's thousands of people doing this, but there's some people that are getting paid up to $75,000 to act like radical left-wing people. They look up content creators like me, well, not like me, better than me, with, you know, maybe hundreds of thousands of followers. And they pay them so that they can talk bad about our nation, so that they can talk bad about us trying to follow the law. 75,000, some of these people are getting paid to talk bad about your nation, about the United States of America. You want to talk about a sellout? That's a sellout. You know why the Democrats, well, they're not Democrats right now, but we will get our Democratic Party back eventually. Those communists that we have, those communist socialists that we have disguised as Democrats right now, a bunch of Marxists. If you don't know what Marxist is, look up Marx and learn about him and see what he stands for. They do not like Donald Trump for the simple reason that they cannot buy him out. Because he's not a sellout. That's why they don't like him. Let me ask you something. Let me see. Baby girl says your boss is calling you to get back to picking those strawberries. Hey, how do you know that? I used to pick strawberries. I used to get $7 for the tray of strawberries. So the faster I picked them, the more money I made. I remember that. I used to do that back in Granite Falls when I was a kid. Well, teenager. Let me ask you something. Do you believe that the president, it's your servant? Anybody? Is the president considered your servant? Anybody? I'll wait. There's a little delay, so I'll wait. No, Ben. I used to pick strawberries for money. Jessica Heflin says the president is a servant. One down. Anybody else thinks that the president is a servant? I got $1 off for a tray in the 70s, yeah? I used to get 70 in the 90s, early 90s. President is the commander-in-chief. John, okay. He is a servant of the people, says Ben. Yes. I agree. Bromy says he's not a sellout. I agree. Service to the construction. Construction or the Constitution? You're killing me, man. You're killing me. MAGA power. Do you have sisters? Jose, sorry, buddy. They're all taken, and you cannot get a green card anymore that way. You got to find somebody else's sister. We pay his salary, says beer and tacos. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I love how the Patriots just know how to answer that question. President Donald Trump is the servant to the people. Yes. You're nowhere near a citizen. Ron says he's a hero. That's correct, says Bella. Renee, Dennis, how much money goes to Mexico daily? Can you find out? I will, Renee. I will find out. Let me go ahead and get this set aside. I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking you if President Donald Trump is your servant. Let's see if we can find out some information about Renee. You tell me if it's correct, okay? I will give this in a second. Let's see. War M. Hey Dennis, what does the Bible say about how we should treat immigrants? We should treat immigrants just as our brothers. We should welcome them. We should always be nice to them and love them. What about it? Were you waiting for something different? That's what the Bible says. Not in those specific words, by the way. That's my disclaimer. All right, here we go. So Beer and Tacos thinks that we pay the president's salary. Technically, according to the Constitution, yes, we are supposed to pay a salary, but Donald Trump does not get paid a salary. So he's a servant to you for free. Now, the second point and observation that I'm going to make is how horrible you treat your servants. Maybe that's why you like these clowns on the Democratic fake party. Maybe you like to mistreat your servants. When you see a police officer, you say, "You work for me." You almost sound racist, just a little bit. You see what I'm saying? That is your servant. And you're treating your servant like a piece of junk. I got you with that shit, didn't I? You did not expect that, did you? Don't ask stupid questions. Raul, you know you fell for that one, didn't you? You don't pay him and you mistreat him. And yet you say the president is your servant. You son of a gun. All right, now we got that out of the way. Here we go. Somebody asked me, what is the definition of Marxism? Why don't we look up the definition real quick? And guys, thank you for putting up with my sickness. Thank you for your prayers. I want to take the time to say thank you so much for hitting like and for subscribing. You guys are amazing. I feel the love. I feel the support. And I hope that I become better and better for you guys as we keep doing these lives. Okay? Oh my gosh, what the heck just happened? Here we go. Sorry. Okay, Marxism is the political and economic theory developed by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, which holds that his history is defined by class struggle between, I don't know what that is, I guess capitalists and workers. It critiques capitalism, believing it contains the seeds of its own destruction and will inevitably be replaced by a classless communist society after a period of worker revolution. Central to Marxism is the concept of historical materialism, the idea that material and economic conditions shape society and drive historical change. What Marxists believe is that in order for a system to work well, it has to be destroyed completely. So he stands against capitalism. Now, if it wasn't for capitalism, you wouldn't be able to make all the money that you make today. Capitalism is what has made this country thrive, whether people like it or not. Socialism has been known to destroy countries. Look at the communist socialist Venezuela. Look how they talk to each other, right? They even use the word comrade, like the Russians do, right? Russians are communists as well. China is a communist country as well. They're comrades. That's how they talk to each other, right? Why does Mexico, check this out, the Mexican president, she says this, she is afraid because of the actions of the Americans. You guys ready for this? This is for some of my Mexican friends in here. Listen to why she is afraid of the Americans. They say that they're afraid of the Americans because we call the cartel terrorist group. And that is putting the Mexico safety on the line. Wait, what? So going after the cartel is very bad for Mexico. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll leave it that way. And then we have a president, which is actually literally illegitimate. He is actually a tyrant. He is the definition of dictator. And you guys are accusing Trump of all of this, but say nothing against Maduro. Why is that? Is nobody paying you to talk bad about Maduro? Let me tell you something. $50 million reward for his head. Nobody wants to make $50 million? 50 million, here we go. Well, I don't live in Mexico, but we got millions of them illegally in this country, don't we? We got hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans illegally in this country, don't we? Shouldn't we be talking about their country as well? I think so. I agree so. I believe so. Johnny boy, don't hate the truth. Don't hate the messenger. Hate the truth. Delusional, like Trump says, beer and tacos, which apparently he thinks he's paying the president for being president. He ain't paying jack squat. Man, illegals from Honduras too. Yes, sir. Everybody's got to go. You know, I shared a story from this guy from Honduras, right? He's a cousin of my growing up family. He got deported to Honduras, and the first thing he said when he found out that I was a Trump supporter, it's, I hate Trump, but you know what? Let me tell you something. Now that I am here back in Honduras, I'm so happy. I actually started working on my own business. I actually started taking care of my property. And you know what? He's happy. His wife is from Nicaragua. Now, she was pregnant. I don't know if she gave birth already because it's been a few months already. But the idea was that once she gives birth, she's going to go back to Honduras and be with him. We'll see if that happens. Most likely, she's probably going to stay here. And I could be wrong. She's probably going to stay here and find somebody else to get child support from. I hope that she doesn't. I hope she goes to Honduras and live with him. That'll be the best option. Okay? So there you go. Honduran got deported. He is happy to be in Honduras. So whenever I see illegal immigrants being deported, why would I hate the United States of America? Why? They're being sent home. Why? Why should I hate the United States government for following their law that many of you have broken? Why should I get mad at the United States? If they decided to make families here illegally, knowing that they will be deported at some point, it's not the president's fault. It's the illegals' fault. They knew the consequences and they still decided to make the trip here illegally. Those migrants that come here legally and make children here, those children become citizens and they get papers and all this other stuff. But that's the difference. They come here legally. And that's where I'm at with that. So if you think I'm a traitor to my Latino people, I think you're the traitor. And most likely, by their attitude, you're going to recognize if they are good people or bad people. Let me tell you how you recognize the bad immigrants and illegal immigrants from the good ones. The good migrants or immigrants that come to this country, you will see them always smiling at you, even when they get the bad look from somebody. They're always humble. They work hard. They, for the most part, mind their business, and they love the United States of America. And they say it. I wouldn't be here if this country wasn't as great as it is. They're full of compliments, and they are really good material to have for this country. Now here's the illegal immigrants. They call us racist, fascist, bigots, Nazis. They insult you every time they say something to you. They hate you. They burn your American flag and raise theirs instead. They spit on you. And that's the difference between illegal criminal immigrants and migrants. I wish it wasn't so. That's the good and the bad. The good will respect you. The bad will insult you. The good will be hospitable and wish you goodwill to you and your family. The bad will curse you and your family. The good ones will tell you this country is great and how they wish they were part of it themselves. The bad ones will curse this land and tell you that you're thieves and you stole it from the natives. You see the difference between the good migrants and the bad ones? There's good illegal immigrants, but there is bad illegal immigrants. There is a lot of migrants that came here illegally, all right? So those are illegal immigrants. Over 1 million have self-deported. You know why? Because they don't want to be part of the bad illegal immigrants. They respect this land, and they have acknowledged that they made a mistake, and they would like someday to be able to come back to this country legally. So they self-deported. And I pray to God that they find a way to come back legally and that they are accepted and that they become part of this country, because it is people like that that we need a lot of in this country. Now let's find out a little bit of information because of Renee's question. He wants to know, how much money does Mexico get from the United States of America's illegal immigrants? You guys ready for this? You guys probably never looked this up. Let's see. So here we go. I found some stuff in here. Oh boy. It says that Mexico is looking to lose $3.7 billion in remittances. But it says that Mexico received a record of $64.7 billion in remittances from migrants in 2024, primarily from the United States of America, which represented a significant portion of the country's economy. You see that? This is why the Mexican president has allowed millions of illegal Mexicans to come into this country. There is no Mexico dream, is there? Only the American dream. And the worst thing that these people do to you in this country is disrespectful. They hate you. They want to claim this land as theirs. They're entitled. They think they have rights in this country. They don't got jack squat because they're illegal. Their children that are born in this country don't have a natural birthright because of them. If they did things right, and if they were legal in this country, they wouldn't have to even be a resident or a citizen. But somebody that's legally right to have the right to work here, and they have kids, those will be American citizens. Anybody that is illegal in this country loses every single right because you're a criminal. I know it sounds like a bad word, but it is what it is. We already know you broke the federal law coming here illegally, and then you become a felon by working illegally without a permit, and then you have fake papers. You took somebody else's identity, fake social security, fake licenses, fake IDs. I saw this guy when I was buying a car. He's like, I got to go meet a client. Would you want to go with me? That was back in LA, in Los Angeles. And I said, you know what? I got time. Let's go, man. Don't worry about it. Let's go. We went to this little shady town where it was full of Hispanics. I swear to you, it looked like Tijuana, right there in LA. He came back to the car with an envelope, and he had passports, licenses, and I'm like, what the hell did you bring me here for? Like, I'm watching this guy, this car sales guy, legitimate big sales car, right, for GMC. The Mexican guy was the #1 seller every single month for the last couple of years. And like, I understand now why. He was making money buying illegal licenses for illegal immigrants, including passports. What? I wish I would have been a better American citizen then. I would have told on him, but I didn't. But you know what? That's illegal immigrants for you. They commit felonies by getting illegal fake papers. I don't appreciate that. Somebody's using my whole information, pretending to be me down in California right now. ICE is about to come and get their eyes, though. See what I did there? ICE is about to come and get their eyes. So there you go. What? AC, bro, don't make me put my hat on, bro. Don't make me put my hat on. And it's not red. See, that's what you think. You think it was red, but it's not red. That one? I put my dirty hat on today, okay? Trying to give you guys a break from watching Make America Great Too Much. Don't want to give you guys a heart attack. Anyways, Renee, are you still here with me? Let me see. I haven't been watching these comments here. Apologize about that. Lucas says, Uncle Juanita. Okay, #1, brother. That's the wrong pronoun, brother. Raul Madriguez, Trump 2028. That's not going to happen. Omar, mega gold, baby. That's right. Pat Jager says Indians lost their land because they fought amongst themselves. That is a major fact. But, you know, the white man offered brotherhood to the natives, and they said, nope. We want to be ourselves. We don't want you to be the brother. Most embarrassing thing I've seen are Navy, I don't know what position he was, but I believe he was in the Navy. There was a pow meeting, and they have this American with the whole Navy uniform kneeling before the high chief of I don't know what tribe and asking for forgiveness for everything. Shut the hell up. When do we get forgiveness from what they did to the settlers as well? Everybody that claims that the United States was made over stolen land, they just, I won't use the word, but I disagree with them. A lot of blood paid for the price to have the United States be what they are today. If it wasn't for the white man that you hate today, you would be enslaved by the British that we beat and kicked out of this country. If you don't know history, it was the American people that were tired of villages, including native villages, being burnt down by the British. They raised taxes on us in the name of some king that's not even ours. It was our American white people that fought to give you independence. And whether you celebrate it or not, 4th of July is our Independence Day. And because of the white American, you have a freedom today. There has been more white lives being lost in our history than any other ethnicity. And you guys still are ungrateful. You waste your freedoms trying to make America look bad. That's a damn shame. But you know what? It doesn't matter how many times people think that we're lying, that we're just, just Republican and we support pedophiles and, oh, we're paying the salary of the president. No, you're not. Oh, well, the president is our servant, but we treat him like shit. Yes, you do. We don't. We love our servants and we respect them. And we wish them to do a very good job so that we can benefit from the prosperity and the freedoms that come with that sacrifice. You cannot hate an American patriot that does not take a salary when you should be paying a salary to him. He says, nah, don't need that. I got my own money. And yet, you support people that come in there with nothing and leave office millionaires. And you're okay with that. silence about that part of the deal, huh? Well, I like to think that I have common sense like most of Americans. I am so proud to see that millions of Democrat patriots are coming over to support the cause of the American people. And they have become, for now, Republicans. But they're still Democrats. And these are the people that I love because they're America first. They are true patriots. They had set aside their loyalism to a party and started to fight for the American people. That is awesome to see. And you see, it doesn't matter how much they try to fight and cheat on the elections. When the true American patriots get up there, they can beat us. So, who knows? Maybe in the future, we will have some Democrat president again. But for now, Democrats don't exist on the party that we have today. I know you don't want to hear it, but right now, they are communist, Marxist, socialists. That's just what I see. When I see a person telling me that they want to control grocery stores, that they want to give me free train rides, free transportation, free housing, is it really free? Or are they being communist Marxists, taking my freedoms away? You see, that's how they control you. It's not uneducated, ma'am. History will repeat itself if we have enough ignorant people that do nothing about it. I hope I said that right. But if you know history, you will know that what these guys are doing right now is wrong. And it doesn't matter how much you hate Donald Trump. It doesn't matter if you are one of the few that are getting paid by the Soros and the Democrat corruptions. It doesn't matter. Because there's plenty of us that still believe in the United States of America. There's plenty of us that are still praying for this nation. There is plenty of us that still love each other. We love immigrants. And we love illegal immigrants. But we're not going to break the law to appease illegal immigrants. I know a lot of Hispanic kids. They don't know history. They know parts of history. Oh, this land belonged to Mexico. After they say, we stole this land from the natives. Let me see. Wait a minute. So Mexico, so this land belonged to Mexico. So Mexicans stole it from the Native Americans. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So Mexico stole it from the Native Americans, treated them like shit. As a matter of fact, that still happens today. Do you know what the Mexican people do to their native Indians? They treat them like shit. I'm sorry to curse like that, but that's what they do. As a matter of fact, they call them Indio. And they do it to insult them because they're native in the mountains of Mexico. You see, when somebody calls me Indian, I'm proud of that. I appreciate it. It's a compliment. You don't know anything about history, says Steve Bowles, which has nothing good to say about anything. Here, why don't you give me 5 things that Donald Trump has done wrong in his whole life? Man, I'm sure you guys are going to come out with pages and pages of this and that. And then I want you to give me just one thing that Donald Trump has done right. One promise that he ran the campaign on and that he's been keeping. Just give me just one. And then I'll take you seriously. Let me see. Raúl Madrigal, or indigenous. No, Indios. In God. In God's people. Nope, not that one. Nope. These people, why are you guys getting so mad, man? We're just talking. You don't know history. How many times do I got to say this? I don't know, Steve. Until you show me that you do know history. How can a blind man lead another blind man? If you think I'm a blind man, but you're a blind man, how do you know? You're a blind man. You can't see. Oh, man. Yes, He thinks he's insulting me with this. He says, him, his wife, and child cleans dirty toilets for a living. Let me tell you something. I cleaned toilets when I was a pastor at a church. Now what? You think that's an insult? That's an honest living, son. To be a servant, sometimes is the biggest privilege that one of us can have. I remember one time after I finished preaching, I got done with the service, and I took my suit jacket off, took my tie off, and I rolled up my sleeves. And the first thing I do, I tell everybody what to do, right? I'm the commander-in-chief in the church. I said, hey, I need you to put those benches back here. I want those chairs over there. I need you to go vacuum the foyer. I need you to go do this over there. Done. And then I go, as Mr. Yas thinks he's insulting me, but what he's really doing is telling the truth. My wife and I, being a pastor in the church, my wife is not a pastor. I was the pastor in the church. I was down there and singing the praise to God, rubbing the toilet seat. Somebody saw me go in there. Pastor, what are you doing? Oh, no, let me do it. I was like, hey, I got this. I know how to clean. And I got my rubber gloves and everything. But you know what? I was singing. I was tired. I always worked full-time. Plus, I also did pastor servitude for the church. I was the janitor. I'm the one that cleaned the toilets. And so if I ever ask somebody to go clean the toilets, it's because I did it myself, even as a pastor. So there's that. So if you think you're going to insult me by doing humble jobs, which are it's the best thing, the best blessing in my life, was to make sure that I cleaned that toilet so good that when somebody put their butt on it to use it, it was nice and sanitized. God bless the USA. So anybody else who wants to insult me with honest work, yes, I have told you I am a toilet cleaner. And God bless you, man. May you have some enlightenment in your life. May you know that there is no shame on any kind of work. You can be a farmer, you can be an engineer, you can be a doctor. To me, there's no shame on either. Every single one of those characteristics has a function in society. You cannot have a clean toilet if we only have doctors. And maybe the doctor will clean toilets if there is no maintenance janitor guy, right? So you should be grateful that we have janitors that clean the toilet, because when they don't clean the toilets, it stinks. And who wants to do that? Imagine you go into a bathroom at the mall, you got the runs, you gotta go, and you open the stall and there is crap all over, you can sit on it, it stinks. What you gonna say now about the janitorial service? Man, those people are actually really important. I should appreciate them a little bit more. The farmer worker, I get it, there's a lot of automation coming on, but there's a lot of farmers, that are working out there, busting their backs, picking stuff, right? And then when you eat it, do you think about them? Man, I wonder who picked up this jalapeno, right? You don't think about it. You just pay your money and you don't care about the farmer, right? You don't care about the migrants working on the field, legal migrants working on the field. I do, and I love those people. Respect everyone that works hard. Amen. Every laborer is worthy of pay. And that's what the Bible says. Let's see. Beer tackles. Illegal janitors? Maybe, bro. I seen these janitors here at, let's see, which mall is it? There is a mall that all the janitors and the security guys, they're all Indians from India. And they wear their, the thing. The thing. Oh, man. God bless you guys. Much love to you guys. Man, there's a lot of TSD in here, man. What? A lot of TDS, not TSD. A lot of TDS. God bless you guys, man. You are in this country, the greatest country in the world, man. You should appreciate it. You should love it. You should respect the people in it. And that's the way it should go. You shouldn't say, well, I mean, freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want. But do you guys know what remittance means? Anybody knows what remittance means? Anybody? Remittance. Anybody? It means you're a cleaner. No, Jazz. Jazz, it has no brain. Okay. How did you get into the country? I came here on a 777 Boeing jet with a 10-year visa. Everyone's quiet. Salient, are you sure you not Abliar? I don't know what that is. Come on, anybody. What is remittance? Remittances. Remittance. Remittances. What is remittances? Anybody? All you geniuses out here just spamming the chat. I want to hear it. Mr. Brad. You're so ignorant of current news. Maybe. Ignorance means lack of information or knowledge. I agree with that. I am ignorant to a lot of different things, guys. I understand that. Okay, nobody knows what remittance is. Oh, that's okay, Brad. Don't worry, brother. You never insult me. Let's see. All right. So remittance is, I'm going to read you the definition. It is a sum of money sent, especially by mail, in payment for goods or services, or as a gift. Now, when the big, beautiful bill was being passed or argued, the Democrats filibustered the whole night, complaining about how late it was. Yeah, remittance. How late it was, and that it was going to, this is what they say, it was going to kick millions, they said. Listen to this. Okay, I want you to pay attention because they acknowledge this. They were going to lose a lot of millions of migrants. What are they? Law-abiding migrants, they say, will lose benefits. And those families out of the country that receive remittances from them will stop receiving remittances from the people, from the law-abiding migrants in this country, they say. But what they were talking about was illegal immigrants mooching off the system. They were getting benefits when they're not supposed to. Guys, I don't know why they will sacrifice the American people. I don't know. I cannot, in good conscience, step over somebody else's back so that I can get ahead in life. But these corrupted politicians do it all the time. They don't care who gets hurt. They just want to stay in power. They want to be in power for as long as they can. And what's crazy is that everything that they are doing and have done, they like to blame Donald Trump and Republicans of doing, which is a farce. It's fake. Fake news, as they call it. Trump is not a dictator. You know, to come in and have to do a lot of house cleaning, it might look bad, but it wouldn't be if the last 12 years were not being destroyed by somebody else. Right? Mr. E? John said, I lost my brain in the war. Don't worry, my friend. You still have your soul. That is your brain. Yeah. Fascism. What else you got? Bigot. Yeah. Nazis. Yeah. All the beautiful words that the Marxists teach you. Yeah. Did you know the Marxists teach you to say a lie over and over until you believe your own lie? That's what they've been doing for the last couple of decades. Yeah. Toma agüita, says Raul Madrigal. Thank you, man. Man, I'm surprised my nose is not running right now. You guys got me going. Hallelujah. If he was a dictator, you would be in prison. That's right, Rush. You tell him, girl. You tell this fool. If he was a dictator, they will all be in jail right now. Every single one of them. Thank you, Mr. E. You know who else people call a dictator? Nayib Bukele. And you know who hates Nayib Bukele, the president from El Salvador? Besides probably some of you in here. The Mexican president hates Nayib Bukele. You know why? Why do you think? Give me one reason or excuse or opinion. Why do you think the Mexican president hates Nayib Bukele? One reason why they hate him. Go ahead, give me some. That's right. He's not a dictator. And hopefully, you're right, yet. I hope that he's not. Maybe in 10 years, we'll find out. And I hope that we're still together. And I will agree with you if that happens, but I doubt it. These guys, their whole family, they're business people like Donald Trump. They got their own money. Rush Babe respects Bukele. Anybody? Raul says it's because he's got balls. Well said, my friend. He made El Salvador safe again, says I like it. Free plane, wink, wink. Man, they should have let him keep the plane, man. That's okay. He's still going to put it in his, he loves El Salvador for sure, 100%. True patriot. He really loves the people. Let me tell you something. I respect Nayib Bukele because being from Central America, I can tell you this. So much violence, so much theft, killings. Listen, the MS-13, they killed 2 of my cousins. One of them probably had it coming. The MS-13, they beat the crap out of one of them. Cut him in pieces, threw him in the trunk, and parked the car outside for his wife to see. My other cousin was beaten senseless, and he took a shotgun to the face. The family couldn't recognize him. White woman? So, I got my stories from my childhood and some experiences from Central America. Maybe that's why I love the United States of America so much. Maybe that's why I don't like illegal criminal aliens in America, because it's the land of opportunity. This is the land that Americans and a lot of other migrants that have become Americans have fought for. And when I see that kind of violence in our country, they literally send family members in pieces in black garbage bags. Criminals, they're horrible people, they're demonic. And I don't appreciate that. So you want to defend illegal criminal aliens, go ahead. But I can tell you that's not cool. Not cool. Not until an atrocity happens to you. The most hypocritical thing I've seen gangbangers do is having a funeral where everybody's sad and everybody's crying. Oh, how can this happen? Bitch, you did it. Your criminal, loving mind did it. You got your family killed. That's who did it. I still can't believe the evil that we have to see. My computer wants to restart. No. Well, guys, that is proof that these people that are in here throwing insults are just evil. And I'm going to say right now, God, in the name of Jesus Christ, I pray that you touch these people, that you show them your way, show them the light. May they find the truth that they so desperately need in their life. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask that you send all evil out of their heart and their soul. May your Holy Spirit take over and bring peace over their life. if they choose to. I pray for peace over their life, liberation, for their spirits to be free, and may they come back to you whole. In the name of Jesus, I pray for peace, and I ask you to cover this beautiful country of the United States of America that supports your people, the people you have chosen to be your people. And by your grace, we have been accepted as the adopted part of the family. I pray that you give us strength and wisdom so that we can continue to speak the truth. And if, Lord, if in anything we say, we are misled or we are wrong, please teach us the truth. Help us see what we cannot see. Lord, bring love into the hearts of those who have lost it. For those souls that are full of hate, I ask you in the name of Jesus Christ that you rebuke every demon and Satan that has control of them. And I pray that they be free again. And I pray that they choose you, Lord. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you and I thank you. Amen. Let it be done. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are being called. A lot of people. And just like they did in the times of Moses, in the time of Noah, they laughed. Noah was making an ark, big ark, in the middle of nowhere, dry weather. All these demons, all the man, all the humanity back then was laughing at him. But guess what? When the time of judgment came and they couldn't find any refuge, they came and knocked on the door. And that door never opened. There will be a time of reckoning. Judgment day is coming. I'm not going to sound like some freak, crazy guy with a sign in New York like you see in the movies. But it's true. And I hope that we all come together and that we all have mercy. Receive mercy from God. I'm sorry. Karen, it's okay if you don't know Jesus Christ. You probably never will. But I pray that you are also chosen. Noah was a fictional character, says this non-believer. You know they found the Noah's Ark? That's right. It's real. There's proof. Oh yeah, it's real. You know, you guys think so little. Most of us are Christian in MAGA. Make America great again. We believe in God because this country was founded under God by our ancestors and our founding fathers. We gave up witchery. And some of these people in here call it a cult, and yet they are the ones hating. Why is it a cult when somebody talks about love and peace? Why is that a cult? Why is it not your hating and frustrations put amongst other people and upon other people? Why isn't that a cult? Danny says, just tell me what good is the beautiful bill for veterans of this country that don't have money to pay their own electricity bills? Just answer that. Okay. Well, let's take a look. I don't want it to be my words. Let me see. I know I've seen this. Hold on. Let's see. This is what it says. Key provisions for veterans. Tax relief. The bill includes tax cuts for some veteran families and an expanded senior standard deduction for older veterans. The VA home loan program. It modernizes the VA home loan program, including provisions for a partial claims option to prevent foreclosure for homeowners in financial hardship. That is in the big, beautiful bill. Accessibility to veterans, to the VA facilities. Funds are allocated to adapt VA facilities with features like ramps to improve accessibility for veterans. Is that what you wanted to hear? Let's see what else we have. Not everything could be good news. Potential drawbacks for veterans and families. Medicaid work requirements. The bill exempts 100% disabled veterans from Medicaid work requirements. But imposes these requirements on other low-income adults, including potentially some veterans, which could lead to loss of coverage for many. Now, what is saying is that you are not disabled and you are able to work. This is for veterans. You will have to work, but the requirement from the last time I checked was 5 hours a week. I think some veterans can do that. SNAP cuts. The bill cuts funding for SNAP or food stamps, which is a crucial lifeline for many struggling military families and veterans during their transition to civilian life. If you work 5 hours a week, you will still qualify for those benefits. Medicaid cuts. The Congressional Budget Office projects the bill will lead to significant reductions in Medicaid enrollment, which could affect the 1 in 10 veterans who rely on it for health care. Now, I believe those are all legit concerns when it comes to Medicaid, but everything that I read on there, this is just the basic. There's more to it, but I feel it's fair. I think it's right. And just think, just because you're a veteran and you suffer some type of injury, I want you to know that you are still strong. You are still useful. There's some veterans, 100% disabled veterans. They're exempt. They don't have to work. They don't have to even do this 5 hours a week. But I'm telling you right now, do you want me to say that you're a victim and that you're useless? Or would you like me to encourage you to keep working, to try to do your best? Even if you just make a few bucks here and there, right? 5 hours. That's all you need to work a week. Are you telling me that you want me to tell you that you're done? Or do you want me to encourage you to work those 5 hours a week? I think you would like me to encourage you. Let me see what else you got in there. 100 is still difficult with these prices. Had to create a small business. Yeah. Small business will be the way. Yeah, I know. Yeah, tell I'm almost done. We had a late start today, so we're finishing up a little bit later. The wife is not feeling good. I think she might be getting sick like me. Even though she's been laughing at me since yesterday, because I'm really sick. Encourage or force? Which would you prefer? Would you like me to force you to stand up for yourself? Or would you like me to encourage you? I think either way, if I get you to stand up, it doesn't matter which way, whether I encourage you or I force you. Johnny, history will shine on President Trump's accomplishment. I believe that. And I believe that he's going to be one of those historical presidents, and he will be remembered for a long time, and not as a pedo like these people are saying sometimes. I think the positive one would be the best. John, I agree. I agree 100%. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate you, brother. Man, I'm glad that my nose stopped itching so I can kind of continue. Calvin making a comeback. avoid the jab. Man, it's too late. I took the vaccine. I got sick 4 times. I got 3 extra jabs. Man, I hate it when they control me and they lie to me. The other reason why I got the jab, guys, is because my growing up brother in Honduras was getting married, and I didn't want to miss it. So I took the jab. One of my biggest mistakes. Rush, babe, you're lucky. She is vax-free. My kids, I didn't get the vaccine on my kids. They don't have COVID vaccine. My wife didn't get it. And interestingly enough, we all got COVID, but I got hit the hardest. It really hurt me a lot. Here's a fun fact that is not so fun. Remember how they were making a big deal about ventilators? You know, if they would have listened to Trump, you remember Trump, old man, he recovered fast. He was doing press conferences with COVID. The guy still didn't stop working. He continued to work. He got the best doctors, obviously, supposedly, right? But he said, hey, I took this. That's right, Rush. That's right. I'm getting there. Don't get ahead of me. I'll get there. Every person that I know of that got on a ventilator died. Ventilators was the worst thing that they can make. I can tell you that right now. It's not a fun fact. I know I said it's a fun fact that is not so fun. But this is true. I was working at a casino. Yes, as security, because, I don't know, maybe I'm a big guy, you know. I'm 5'1" from Honduras. I am 6'1", 275 pounds, because now I lost 10 pounds. Woohoo! But one of my friends, he's from Panama, and he said his, I think it was his cousin or one of his friends, got COVID. I told him, tell him not to get on the ventilator. Guy went to the hospital, got on the ventilator, dead the next day. No joke. And there was hundreds of thousands of deaths recorded. People on ventilators, worst freaking thing ever. But if they would have listened to Trump and taken the medicine that he took, he proved it physically. He proved it. And they still didn't listen. Fauci threw him to the dogs. Fauci lied over and over. And what I don't understand is, like, we know he is a hypocrite. Like, he's changing his story. He gets a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix while the rest of us get shut down. I lose my photography business because of COVID. I had to find something else to do. I wish I would have done this during COVID. I wish I would have done this during COVID and give you guys the truth right there when it was happening. They shut down their country. Their first test to control the world passed. Hopefully not on our generation. And hopefully you teach the next generation what they did to us. They betrayed all of us. Every government of every country betrayed their people. Treated them like cattle, less than humans. They forced us to take the damn jab. And even though a lot of Americans decided not to, God bless you guys for that. Police officers fired. Fire department fired. Nurses, doctors. I remember when I came in sick with COVID and I told them, I'm vaccinated. I got the vaccine for COVID, but I feel like crap. The doctor was pissed and he says, I'm sick of this shit. He cursed. And I said, whoa, what I say? He said, I'm sick of them doing this on people. He did not believe on the COVID vaccine. He was mad. And I said, what they're saying is true. A lot of other doctors said, no, what they're saying is not true. You don't need the vaccine. It is better for you to be, to work your immune system to fight it. And people didn't believe it. You know what pissed me off the most? And I before before I decided to take the shot, there was a requirement. Let me see if they still have it. Let me see if they still have the requirement. Let's see, side effects of COVID vaccine. Watch this. Let's see if they still have it the way that I remember it. Something to do with my enlargement of the heart. It can cause breathing problems. Let's see what it says. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Check this out. The most common side effects of COVID-19 vaccines are typically mild and temporary, is what they say, such as pain at the injection site, fatigue, and headache. Rare but more serious side effects such as myocarditis, and severe allergic reactions have also been reported. People died after taking the vaccine. Can you believe that? People lost control of half of their body. They had like a nervous breakdown after taking the vaccine. I've seen this because I went there and this guy crashed in front of somebody else's car because his legs stiffened up and he couldn't curl it. He was stuck. His body was gone. Half of his body was numb. And experts continue to monitor and collect data, blah, blah, blah. This is what it says today. Systemic reactions is tiredness and fatigue, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, fever, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, swollen lymph nodes, sometimes lasting up to 10 days. Rare serious side effects. Inflammation of the heart muscle, that's what myocarditis is, or the lining around the heart. People can die from taking the vaccine, and they forced us to take the vaccine. This has been most frequently observed in adolescent and young adult males, usually within a week of receiving an what do they call that? mRNA vaccine dose. Chest pain, shortness of breath, or a fast beating, fluttering, or pounding heart. The prognosis, most patients respond well to medicine and rest and feel better quick. These are people that their immune system is already strong enough to get over it. There's a lot of people that their immune system is so bad, they die with the regular flu. That's a fact. But they lie to you. You know, my father-in-law, he died, he was diabetic. He was supposed to die 10 years before he actually died because his organs were all shutting down and everything, right? But when he died, you know what the reason they put that he died of? They say he died of COVID. He didn't die of COVID. His organs were all shut down. And this is what they told us. People that had COVID got into a car accident, COVID, cause of death. Everything they said to us, they lied to us. Now they expect us to believe them? We lost our faith. They disbarred people. They took medical licenses away. They put doctors in jail for telling the truth. These people are evil. They don't care about us. And the only reason why criminal, illegal aliens are on their side right now is because they're getting the benefits. They're not American. They don't care. And if they are lazy Americans, they probably are supporting it because they love their EBT. People complain about prices in the groceries because now they got to pay for it. But when they had EBT, they keep voting for Democrats. Come on, man. Life-threatening allergic reactions. Man, blood clots. This is all from taking the vaccine. Let's check out the long-term side effects. The vaccine component breakdown. The vaccine components are eliminated from the body quickly and do not alter your DNA. Symptoms after the vaccination versus infection. Any serious health problems for vaccines will typically appear weeks or months after the vaccination. And yet they force us to take that shit right away, didn't they? I will tell you this. I feel my immune system is more compromised now after the vaccine and the 3 jabs that I took extra. The common side effects for children are similar to those in adults, even though children don't need the vaccination apparently, because their immune system is stronger, better than ours as adults. Believe that. That was not Trump's fault. That was Fauci. He lied to the American people. And the Democrats that were in that coup, they will pay. They will be found out. You remember, they knew that the disease was not that bad. Stop it with the bleach joke. He said that it's a joke. How much mental problems do we have in this country? He makes a joke out there about bleach, and you morons actually thought he meant literally, go drink some bleach. I don't understand. All right, hang in there, sweetheart. I'll be right there. I just don't understand why people want to be lied. Listen, you control every single chat, every single channel where people are speaking common sense and the truth. But I believe that there's more Americans with common sense than you morons give credit for. So I want to thank you guys for joining my chat today. Thank you for the questions. We've been able to address some concerns. Man, I was so mad in Honduras. Everybody wearing masks for nothing. Even I. Oh, man. Well, Kelly and Kiara, and I guess they tried to do the bleach thing. It didn't work. Neo is also one of them that tried bleach. You know what else is got chloride on it? There's a lot of things that have chloride you don't even know. Even the tap water that you're drinking has chloride. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank you so much for your time. My wife is not feeling good. I have to go pick her up. So I'm going to cut it short today. I wish I could stay with you guys a little bit longer. We'll see if I still feel, I feel like the symptoms are kind of paused for me. If I still feel good enough, I'll probably do another live later today. If not, tomorrow, Saturday, I believe we're going to have some good weather. So I'm going to try to do a live probably somewhere around noon. And then I'll do another one in the afternoon, as we always do. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the likes. Welcome to my new subscribers. God bless you. I feel your love. I feel your support. And for these guys that are negative here, I hope that one day you guys, see the truth and change your mind about everything. Guys, until next time, God bless you and God bless the USA. Let's stay together, all right? Let's keep doing research and keep fighting to find the truth always. And to God be all the glory. Amen.